After the benchmarks and playing VUVA and CarX, now it's time to test the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 inside this little Xiaomi 17 Pro in PS2 Emulation. This is a test that I always do with one of the best games ever made. This is God of War 2. By the way, yeah, this is a tiny phone, 6.3 inches, but this is a 32 inches big of a screen. So guys, I've connected it using a USB-C dongle to my HDMI, and inside the monitor I'm also using the performance mode. So without any further ado, I'm gonna be starting the God of War, and let's just try to show some of the settings, guys. So we are going to start directly with 6x native resolution from PS2. All right, here we are. My S25 Ultra is now connected, so I'm gonna start the game. Let's just go and make sure that we start with 6x, just following the very same thing I did on the Xiaomi. All right, I'm gonna try to load the very same state. I think it's here. In the right corner you can see also the frames that are rendered right now. All right, and down below you can see the GPU performance, guys. So I'm gonna try this same test, okay, the same level. This is the beginning of the game. I'm gonna try the very same also with my S25 Ultra, powered by the Snapdragon 8 Elite that is overclocked, yep, for Samsung. And we're gonna be comparing the frames. All right, so 6x, by the way, is already great. This is an old game, but believe it or not, guys, if you play this 6x native PS2 resolution, this changes the story. And I can probably also show you how it's gonna look like on 8x. We're gonna get a bit of a stutter. It's still playable, right? But even right now, the phone is struggling to maintain stable FPS. Although I would say, yeah, if you play this on like 40 FPS, it's okay. And yep, I'm using here my DualShock controller to link up to my phone. All right, so let's just try to get this level. All right, and then I'm gonna be doing the same with the S25 Ultra. And eventually we're gonna understand which phone is able to give us, oh my god, now when I do the magic, yeah, sub 30 FPS, all right, sub 30 FPS. By the way, guys, I'm using OpenGL as Vulkan didn't really work well on the Xiaomi, and I guess it's the same also on the S25 Ultra. And I'm also using here a widescreen, and that's it, pretty much it, guys. I didn't really change too much of the settings. I just want to compare it in the very exact same settings. All right, okay. So is the Xiaomi 17 Pro struggling a bit with 6x? I would say yes. It ain't that bad. Probably could have been better. Now again, this is a monster resolution. I'm really thrilled to see what the S25 Ultra is going to give us. Honestly, guys, I don't really expect it to be much different. Probably, who knows, even a bit better. So far, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 in the Xiaomi 17 Pro wasn't able to kind of like amaze me. It could be the fact that it's a small, and this could be because it's a small form factor, like 6.3 inches, and we know that the vapor chamber is smaller, I think 20% smaller compared to the bigger Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, but I'm gonna get this as well, hopefully in the next weeks on my table, and I'm gonna be able to compare this against the smaller Xiaomi 17 Pro. So we can see right now that we are getting, yeah, 30 to 40 FPS, okay, depending really on the scene. Okay, so I have cleared this first level. Let me just try to play a bit more, because the next part is gonna be even more interesting, and I expect some more frames to be dropped. And I can activate the magic by pressing L2. We all know what's gonna happen. Yeah, sub 30 FPS. It's almost the same as with the Xiaomi. So honestly, no big differences. And that's a bit disappointing. I would expect the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 to, like, they say 10, 15, 20% more on everything. But that's not what I see, you know, in the benchmarks. That's not what I see in gaming. That's not what I see also here in PS2 Emulation. And of course, I'm not using a reference unit. And the Xiaomi 17 Pro, you know, is a smaller 6.3 inches phone, guys. But very soon I'm gonna get the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. And then I hope there's gonna be no compromise. But I've been checking internet, right? Reddit and stuff. People are saying that they got like these results with their Xiaomi 17 Pro Max as well. So, and it could be that it's just too early and we need Xiaomi to tune it more. Or, yeah, it seems that 8 Gen 5 OLED isn't really like such of an upgrade. It's, by the way, using the same 3nm process, but an enhanced version. Okay, now let me just try to go outside and let's just see how much FPS I'm gonna get. I'm gonna change it to 5x. So now I'm gonna scale only to 5x. All right. Yeah. Okay. I mean, what the heck? What just happened, guys? All right. You can see it. It started off very strong. So 5x definitely more playable on my Xiaomi 17 Pro. Now here it's gonna get interesting because we are outside and there is a lot of movement and it's an open scene. Okay, so 5x definitely better. On 5x here, alright, 53 FPS, not that bad. Let me just try to put it back to 6x. I'm gonna go to graphics again and I'm gonna change the upscale multiplier to 6x. Alright, what the heck? Yeah, this is a no-go, clearly no-go. Delivering something like 30 FPS, and I'm gonna try to do the same test here also with my S25 Ultra. But what happens when I go back and just tone down to 5x? Wow, now it's 5x. This doesn't look great, by the way. At the moment, guys, I don't think there is any substantial gains in the Xiaomi 17 Pro for using the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5. Who knows, maybe in the future, maybe with another device. Anyway, I really hope that you've enjoyed these tests, and you can always go back and check my benchmarks and my gameplays. Thank you so much. VST over and bye.